Hello and welcome, this is rooflemonger, and in this edition of Let's Learn Dragon Ball FighterZ, we're going to be talking about the concept of option selects. So option selects, long story short, multiple possibilities can be happening, and you'll generally get the best one available to you. So I'm going to be going over the concept of just what it is to begin with, and I'll be showing you a couple case examples of option selects to help you understand better. That all said, let's hop in training mode and show it off. So once again, an option select, just simply put, whenever there's a situation where multiple outcomes are possible and you're using an option select, the option select will generally give you the best option possible for that scenario. And with that said here, we're going to show you a basic one to start off with, and that is the heavy attack option select. So any given heavy attack here in Dragon Ball FighterZ, you can do kind of like your basic combo in the heavy, bounce them back, and from there, of course, you can homing dash and follow up, right? Generally speaking, though, say if the enemy is blocking, you don't want to follow up with that homing dash because they have enough time to sneak in a down heavy in between the hit and the homing dash and kind of ruin your day and that kind of stuff, right? But what if I were to tell you, say if you're trying to use the heavy as a poke, you could always get the homing dash on hit and then say cancel into something a bit more safe like a ki blast on block. So in this scenario here, if we do our stand heavy and go into a ki blast, we're only a mere -3 here for Android 18. That's nothing really. That's just fine, right? But if we were to say have the enemy go and try to hit that down heavy, when we're going to go for this into homing dash, and hey, we get cranked, right? So we don't want that. So when we're trying to use this move as a poke, for an example, right? What we can do to always get the homing dash when we actually successfully get the hit and always get the ki blast when we actually get the block is as simple as this. So when you hit with a heavy or a down heavy, a lot of people actually use the actual homing dash input. I myself for the longest time was guilty of the same thing myself, right? Use the homing dash input itself, but you don't have to. All you have to do after a regular heavy or down heavy, all you have to do is input heavy again to automatically super dash afterwards. You don't actually have to hit the homing shortcut to do so. And therein lies the option select. So simply do this. When you go for the heavy, tap heavy again, and then do the move you want to do on block. So if it hits, it looks something like this here, where we do heavy again, then we hit S, and nothing really comes out because we're already homing dashing, as you can see here. And if it were to be on block, the heavy into the heavy cannot cancel into the homing dash, no matter how much we try. We only ever get the heavy, right? So then, with our inputs looking clean, it looks like this. So as you can see here, we're doing the exact same input, and we're getting the better option defensively, and we're getting the better option offensively. If you're just doing something like hit stand heavy and go right into, the homing dash shortcut, you would do that, and then you get blown up by down heavy, that kind of stuff, right? So this is a very simple option select, but it's really one you should build. It's a really good building block option select. So once again, you get what you want on defense here. All right, we get that ki blast if it's blocked. And on offense here, you get the homing dash, right? Now, if you enter it a bit too quick, the S will eat the input, so you don't want to do it too fast. But there is a very easy rhythm to get. They'll get both timings just fine, and it can work out just great for you. So that is just the basic heavy attack option select. And once again, it works kind of the same way here for down heavies, and you can figure out whatever buttons you need for that. But yeah, that's the general idea. So with a very simple amount of inputs here, just basically one extra input, we always get the better option for us offensively and defensively. Another classic one I have covered in a previous video before, but just in case you've never seen it, is the defensive dash option select when you are in vanish pressure. So normally when you get vanished on here, like the vanish is plus on block, right? So it is the enemy's turn. So if you're trying to be foolhardy enough to try to hit the button, you're gonna lose. But what if there was a way to deal with that defensively and also deal with other tricks? Like say if they tried to go for an instant air dash cross up or that kind of shenanigans, right? Well, we have something for it. So you might have seen Android 18 just briefly move forward before she blocked, and it's really as simple as this. I dash forward and then immediately blocked. You're allowed to block during your dash frames in this game. So I still move forward a little bit and I blocked, and all's well and good. That's fine, right? Now saying here in this case here, the enemy, instead of just merely wanting to mash buttons, want it to be a little tricky, right? We're already cowed. We don't want to hit buttons. We know we're going to lose. So here we're just going to block and be a good boy. And whoops, we got hit by a cross-up, right? And once again, this dash option select, not only does it let us move forward and block, it also completely gets rid of this aspect of cross-ups. If they try the same thing, hey, we harmlessly went under the instant air dash and we're out of the way. So we get to defend against the attack as it normally is, and if they try something like a cross-up attempt, then we go underneath them because they're in the air, and now we're just out of pressure completely. Say they want to get like next level tricky, right? Dragon Rush, hey, we can still do it. We still have time to block. We still go underneath the cross-up, and we still have plenty enough time to attack a Dragon Rush, as you can see here. So it's not the ultimate be-all, end-all defensive option select, right? Because like they can just clonk you in the head with an overhead, or if they have a command grab, they can just command grab you as well. So it's not infallible, to be sure, but it's just another layer here. Just a simple dash and block. We defend ourselves. We still have time to attack. And if they want to get tricky here with, you know, aerial offense for cross-ups and all that, then we just completely go underneath them and we reset back to neutral. So that is a defensive option select. Here's another one just to show you how basic and easy an option select can be. It doesn't have to be some grand thing with like many layers deep, right? It can be something as dirt simple as this. So Broly has the Layered Express move. Really cool. Kind of death on block, right? If you block it, you're generally going to want to vanish it. Because it's so negative, it's a guaranteed punish otherwise, right? But here's the thing, you know, the Chaos of Dragon Ball being the Chaos of Dragon Ball, like you can like, realize and vanish a little too late and get reflected, down heavied, or someone could just level 3 through you, like that kind of stuff, right? You want to be able to vanish as soon as possible and make it a true block string, because otherwise, if it's, you know, a little bit of a gap in there, that gap could lose you the round, right? So it's really as simple as this. So if the move itself connects, it connects, right? That's all there is to it. It's like binary. Either it connected it or it didn't, right? And during that, you can like hit vanish and like, okay, if it connected, you can just stop hitting vanish. It doesn't really matter. So, oh, cool hit. Whatever. I hit vanish just in case. And it didn't matter because it hit, so it's awesome. I can do whatever else I want to do, call an assist, or whatever plans I have for it, right? And say if the enemy did block, well, when I do it, okay, I got my vanish out, you know, very early on, so it's a true block string, you know, ball still in my court. And that's the essence of it right now. You can just like literally just jam on that button, right? You don't have to be precise or think it through, and honestly, that's the Broly way. That's the way I like it, right? Just do it, and like, oh, okay. You know, he hit. I can stop jamming on Vanish. And if it didn't hit, well, then it's a good thing you jammed on Vanish, because then you get your Vanish on and you block and it's all that. You don't have to worry about getting punished or being late or that kind of stuff, right? That is a basic layer option select, but that's kind of stuff. And a lot of specials are applicable in that way, where you just basically do, you know, mash Vanish, and you can get a hit, and then it's awesome. And if not, then at least you protected yourself. Here's another strong example. Doesn't work for every character, but works for quite a few. And it's one of those ones, once you know it, you might as well do it every time, because it always just results in the best case scenario. So it's something as simple as this. So someone like, you know, Goku, or a Bardock, or quite a few other characters, they have a jumping ki blast that holds them in place just a little bit while they're in the air. So you can come in and do something like this, like heavy into ki blast, right? And what you might as well do is when you do heavy into ki blast, input it as back and ki blast. Now what does that do? Well, back and ki blast, if you land, is the reflect, right? So basically in any situation where your heavy misses, you will land and do the reflect instead. So that could be any case where the enemy vanished, or you did an invincible reversal, or did level 3 or whatever. For whatever reason, if they were not there, then you get the reflect instead to protect yourself. So quick example here, we have Bardock set up to do the same thing. So if I block everything, it's just Bardock doing Bardock things, right? Looks like business as usual. However, if I was not there for the down, or the jump heavy that is, to hit, look what happens. He automatically reflects instead, because he inputted back and S for his aerial ki blast once again. Automatically reflected. So say if you have the enemy in the corner and you're not sure if they're going to wake up and do a level 3 super or invincible reversal, this is the perfect thing to do. Just do it. And if you get the hit, or if they blocked, whatever, offense continues as normal. But if they woke up with their level 3, you get to reflect it in time. So once again, to show an example, we're going to knock Bardock down in the corner, and he's going to wake up and do his level 3 reversal. And we're going to be able to hit him with this setup here. and he's not going to be able to get hit because he's invincible, yet we're still going to have time to reflect him out and then get a punish. So there you go. That's simple, right? We reflected it very easily. If he was there to be hit, we would have conked him in the head and did the ki blast instead. But since he wasn't there to be hit, we landed and safely did a reflect and didn't have to worry about the level 3 at all. So once again, not everyone can do this one because it's dependent if you have a ki blast that works the way it does. A lot of the Gokus, Bardock, they have that kind of stuff for their aerial offense. But if you are a character that can do this, it's a very basic option select. Once again, you don't have to change anything about how stuff works. You just simply hit back and ki blast, and that's all there is to it. And it always works if it hits or gets blocked. And if not, if they were not there for some reason, probably because they vanished or did something invincible, well then, hey, you land it and you reflect and kept yourself safe. That's all there is to it. And there you have it. So with all that said, I hope this video showed you well what the concept of just, what is an option select, and also the examples that were shown. I hope they help you out in your gameplay, and hopefully you can make some use of them. That said, option selects, they're literally that simple, like as shown. You just gotta play around, see what works. And that said, hit the lab. Maybe you can figure out a couple of option selects for yourself here, because honestly, they're just waiting to be discovered. There's tons in this game already, and I'm sure there's plenty more to be figured out. With all that said, I guess that is it for this video, friends. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.